Hello, welcome to Sprint 2 for Engine 2. Tom Medlock here. And I'm just going to go over really quick. We added this week the AABB, and we did the base class for the collidables. But luckily, I actually did the base class last quarter because I was on key for all that stuff. So let me just really quickly go into the collidables here. Um, Here we go. Here we go. So you can see here that I have the collidable group AABB, and then you can see that I have these visitor patterns here for intersect. I have the test pair here. I changed that up so we have this intersect here, and it's not gonna take me to the definition. Yeah, it's gonna be like, what the heck, man. What we have is basically the visitor pattern here to get rid of the base class. You can see here this is for the AABB and AABB. So you can see that this is the math tools for determining whether or not those intersect. This is for AABB and the collision volume B sphere. I have my clamp B sphere set, and this is an actual. This is one of my algorithms to figure that out. And then I go ahead and I do the test for it. And up here I have just a bunch of different. I started making some other math tools to for if I was going to need them for later. This is the getting the minimum vertex here to determine the AABB. This is the getting the max right here to determine the AABB. And then this is just the lesser and greater. It's just a quicker way to determine if something's greater than or less than. So yeah, this is pretty much how my math tools are looking right now. Let me see if I can take you to of course it's not going to be, why wouldn't it be in tools? That's ridiculous. Oh gosh, I'm never going to find it. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, this is kind of how it's looking right now. Intersect, get minimum, vert, get max, lesser, greater. I'm trying to add documentation as I go because, like I said, last quarter, I really like the documenting it as I go. I feel like that's going to be the way to do it. I know that you said that sometimes you change a lot of stuff, so I'm keeping that in mind. Here's the generic collision volume with its abstract methods there, and the AABB does have it has its draw command, so it does have a command pattern. Let's see what else I need to do. Pretty much that was it for this quarter. Or no, I'm sorry, not this quarter. No, it's far from it. So here you can see the tank, and when it turns around, you can see that the AABB is changing. And then when I go ahead and drive into the sphere, you can see that it does detect the intersection. So yeah, you can see that it intersects there, but it doesn't intersect there. I can't move this camera because it's stuck to the. Otherwise, I can't move the tank, and I haven't really come up with a good solution for that yet. But I will be working on a solution for that. So let me go ahead and change the cottage. I know the cottage is black. We talked about that in class. I cannot figure that stupid thing out. I can even bring up last quarter. I brought up last quarter's project, and it was black in last quarter's project too. So I don't know what it is that's causing that to happen. That's really odd to me. So I'm gonna have to keep digging into that because that can't stand. That will not stand. So I'm gonna go ahead and you can see here that when this has the square that has a square, and when I drive the two squares into each other, they do detect each other too. Okay. Yeah. I'm just making sure that my mic was on. I'd be so upset if I recorded this and it wasn't working. All right. So here's my playing document so far for the game that I have. A lot of it was already implemented. The enemy tank factory, the enemy bullet factory, also a spawner. Well, the spawner is going to be the repair system, and how that's going to work is it's going to handle the spawning, but it's also going to spawn enemy tanks, and then it's also going to repair enemy tanks. This is where they're going to go. There's going to be a few of them, and this is where they're going to go when they have the state machine for repair. Speaking of state machine, I added kind of just like a little, prototype going right here, just to kind of show you what I have in mind for the state machine. I mean, seems like this is pretty much it for like a base class, and then the states are pretty much implemented by the player, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to implement it, but it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going on here. I'd be willing to do like another one too, like maybe I really was thinking about doing um, deformed terrain. I thought that'd be really cool, but um, I would want to figure out then how to make the bullet not veer off to the side when you're shooting. That really bothers me, and I'm sure that you've noticed it in my game and other people's games. I really want to fix this, and I would be willing to talk about it in class with us maybe tomorrow, and really figure this out, because I think that it really detracts from the game, because I mean the game's pretty cool, like we made it by ourselves. I'm gonna do the score system too. Every time you kill a spawner or a repair depot, I'm sorry, that's what we're calling it. But then we're gonna keep score using the flyweight pattern, and I also want to do camera changing. So I want the camera to change based on how you want to aim and how you want to shoot and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it for this week. Like I said, it really was not too difficult to implement the AABB and everything, but maybe that's because I already had things kind of like set up. I'm trying to figure out where it's in the collidable. So in here you can see that this is where it decides if it's the AABB and the B sphere. So yeah, I mean pretty much that's it, and thank you. See you tomorrow.